Stop just writing code, start building your foundation.
Most software projects don't fail because developers aren't smart enough. They fail because no one designed them. You've seen it, the 4,000-line class, the controller that does everything. The real name for it is nobody was thinking 3 moves ahead. A developer asks, how do I build this feature? An architect asks, should we build it this way at all? That's the gap, and today we're crossing it. Let's kill the myth right now. A software architect is not some gray-bearded wizard who sits in meetings and draws boxes on whiteboards. A software architect is the bridge between what the business needs and what the engineering team actually builds. Think about it this way. The business says, we need to handle 10x more users by Q3. The developer says, okay, I'll add more code. The architect says, we need to rethink the data flow, decouple these 3 services, and introduce a caching layer, or none of the code you write will matter. The architect works from the blueprint, not the blueprint of a single feature, the blueprint of the entire system. How data moves, where it lives, how services talk, and crucially, what happens when something breaks or when you need to scale. Without this blueprint, developers are building rooms in a house with no floor plan. Eventually, you can't add a bathroom without knocking down a load-bearing wall. With it, every engineer on the team knows exactly where they are in the structure and exactly where their code belongs. To build a system that lasts, you need more than just code. You need a foundation. At ArchiStack, we define this through the 3 pillars of software architecture: strategic decisions, standardizing quality, and future-proofing. This isn't just theory, it's the blueprint for everything we build. Pillar 1, strategic decisions. Every major technical decision is an architectural decision, and they compound. .NET or Node.js, monolith or microservices, REST or GraphQL, SQL or NoSQL. A developer picks based on what they know. An architect picks based on the problem, the team, the timeline, and where the system needs to be in 2 years. Get these decisions wrong early, and you spend the next 18 months paying off technical debt instead of shipping value. Pillar 2, standardizing quality. An architect doesn't just write code. They define how code gets written across the entire team. That means enforcing clean architecture, applying solid principles so modules can change without cascading failures, introducing design patterns, not because they look clever, but because they solve real, recurring problems. When the architect standardizes quality, a new developer joining the team on day 1 can navigate the codebase because it makes sense. That's not an accident. That's architecture. Pillar 3, future-proofing. Your system will change. Users will multiply. Requirements will shift. Third-party services will be deprecated. The architect builds for today while designing for tomorrow. That means loose coupling, clear boundaries, horizontal scalability, and making sure that replacing a component doesn't require rewriting the system. Future-proofing isn't pessimism. It's the difference between a system that lasts 5 years and one that collapses under its own weight in 18 months. Now here's the part nobody tells you. A great architect still codes, but they don't code features. They code foundations. They build the boilerplate, the project scaffolding that enforces the architecture before a single business line is written. They set up the CI/CD pipelines, the shared libraries, the Auth layer, the error handling middleware. They create the environment where every developer who touches the project is guided toward the right patterns by default. When the foundation is solid, developers ship faster. Not because they're working harder, because they're not rebuilding the same decisions from scratch every time. And here's where it gets interesting for 2026. These foundations, these boilerplates and scaffolding systems, They have real, repeatable value. Every project that uses a well-designed architectural starter kit saves days of setup and weeks of future refactoring. That's leverage. The architect isn't just a role inside a company. In 2026, the architect's work can become a product. If you're a developer who wants to stop just writing code and start designing systems, this channel is built for you. At ArchiStack, we go deep. Real blueprints, real decisions, clean architecture, scalability, and how to turn great engineering into valuable system. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the deep dives. Every video is a building block. And if you're ready to start right now, the link in the description takes you to the ultimate .NET Starter Kit on Gumroad, a production-ready architectural boilerplate built on the exact principles we talk about here. Clean, scalable, yours. The blueprint exists. Now, build something that lasts.